Hey, how's it going guys? Phil here, and this is a review of the Feiyutech Vimble 2 smartphone gimbal. The Vimble 2 comes in a semi-rigid zippered carrying case that's got a handle on one side, though no shoulder strap. Inside you'll find the gimbal, a wrist strap, and a small tripod with 1/4" 20 screw that can be attached to the bottom of the gimbal. When folded up, the tripod extends the length of the handle, allowing for a better two-handed grip, and when open, you can stand the gimbal up hands-free. In the upper zippered pocket, you'll find the micro USB charging cable and instruction manuals in English and Chinese. Upon receipt, the metal cover plate on the side of the tilt axis motor on mine had fallen off. However, the sticker on the back was still sticky enough for me to reseat it correctly. Other than that, the construction of this unit is mostly a lightweight plastic, with a rubberized phone grip that can accommodate phones with widths of 2¼ to 3¼ inches and a max weight of 210 grams. On the inside of the tilt axis motor is another rubber bumper for your phone to rest against. On the top of the arm is a micro USB port covered by a rubber door that's supposed to allow you to charge your phone off the gimbal's battery, but it requires a special cable which is not included. Note too that all three axes have a limit of 320 degrees rotation and cannot continuously rotate in the same direction past a certain point. That is, you won't be able to get 360-degree pans or revolutions, and may even encounter resistance or odd behavior from the gimbal in certain positions that test those limits. The mounting arm extends 1½ centimeters to allow you to balance the roll axis depending on the weight of the phone you use. The positions are marked so you can easily set it to the same spot each time you attach your phone. The mounting bracket for your phone can also be rotated 90 degrees to put your phone in portrait mode for filming vertical video and taking panoramic photos. On the handle are the controls. This is the LED status light, then you have a 4-way joystick, this is the mode key, and lastly you have the Bluetooth shutter and record key. On the right hand side is a slider that allows you to adjust the zoom of the camera when the gimbal is paired to your phone over Bluetooth. And on the left hand side is the micro USB charging port for the gimbal's battery, covered by a rubber door. On the back you have a trigger button for locking rotation, which is easily accessed by your index finger while your thumb controls the joystick. Near the bottom of the handle is a small bridge where you can attach the wrist strap for extra security. In the hand, the gimbal is pretty light at ½ pound and is comfortable to hold and operate. Before using it, charge the battery for several hours. When the battery is full, the LED will be green. On a full charge, the gimbal can run for 5 to 10 hours depending on usage. This gimbal also serves as a selfie stick with a telescoping handle that adds an extra 7 inches of reach while stabilizing. The column extends and retracts by simply pulling and pushing the pan axis motor in and out of the handle. For most larger phones, you'll find that you need to remove the phone's case in order for it to fit in the bracket, which was true for my LG G5. The other issue that I found was because of the camera and charging port placement, I wasn't able to charge my phone in landscape mode while using the gimbal because the charging port is blocked on the roll axis side. And this is the only way that the camera lens won't be blocked. In portrait mode, however, charging the phone is not an issue. After mounting your phone, you may find that it tilts to one side or the other. To balance it, move the arm in or out to get as close to the center of balance as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll also have to download the Vimble app if you want to use all the features of the gimbal. After turning on the gimbal, in the Vimble app, select FY_Vimble2 to connect with it. I found the Bluetooth connection to be very inconsistent. Sometimes it would pair, sometimes it wouldn't, and oftentimes the connection would break at some point while using the app. Unfortunately, some features won't work if the gimbal isn't connected to the app via Bluetooth, for example zooming with the slider on the handle and using the onboard shutter for snapping photos or starting and stopping video recording. You'll also need to be connected via Bluetooth to adjust gimbal and camera settings, for things like motor power, speed, calibration, and wireless updating of the gimbal's firmware. In addition to normal photo mode, there's also panoramic and time-lapse photo modes. For time-lapse videos, you can set up the rotation speeds in the auto rotation menu. Then enter time-lapse mode and press and hold the shutter key for 2 seconds to begin filming. Now to start auto rotation, click the mode button 4 times. You'll hear the gimbal beep once and you can now manually choose the start position. Then click the mode button to save it and choose an end position. Click the mode button a final time and this will start the automatic rotation. A time-lapse function worked well and resulted in a pretty cool fast-forward style video clip. The other feature that worked pretty well was the face tracking feature. In general, it was pretty responsive, but your face does have to be well lit, and you should be at least several feet away from the camera. However, when I tried to use the object follow feature, I couldn't get it to work at all, and most of the time the app would just crash when I entered that mode. Speaking of, the app doesn't seem to be entirely stable at the best of times, and in addition to the Bluetooth connection cutting out, the app would also crash pretty often, sometimes in the middle of filming, which was very frustrating. As for stabilization performance, the gimbal did alright, and with practice, you can get pretty smooth shots. However, the video recorded in the app dropped plenty of frames, making things look very choppy. Compare this footage to that of using the gimbal with the stock Android camera app. Here you can see that the frame rate is much more consistent and smoother overall. Again, the stabilization performance is actually pretty good, but the Vimble app just doesn't capture the same quality video. Overall, the Vimble 2 will remove most of the shake and wobble from filming handheld on your smartphone. The Bluetooth connection isn't always stable, and the app isn't the best as it crashes a lot. But if you can make do without the Bluetooth shutter and zoom controls, there's no reason why you can't use a different app to record while you use the gimbal. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and join me next time.